What a race it has been, and there's pretty much no break, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us because we have the X30 senior category coming up. Fionn McLaughlin is not far behind, 41 points in the championship as we speak, 9 shy from Danny Caronini. When it comes to Riccardo Ferrari, he sits 4th overall in the championship at 33. I would say his chances are mathematically still, of course, on the table, but a little bit thinner than the drivers in front. So we have ourselves a 3-name battle, certainly for the title in 2024. And if he wins this Sunday, Fionn McLaughlin has certainly even bigger options to lay his hands on the trophy.
Certainly so. There you can see the SEA mechanics all making their way to the track now. Everyone wants to get a piece of this final as the whistle blows and the engines fire up. Let's take you through the starting lineup. It's Finn McLaughlin and Vilma Swan on row 1, Eloy Gonzalez and Danny Caronini on row 2, Austin Gale and Elia Weiss go from row 3, the highest of the home country drivers here in Germany. Kyo Lee and Ruben Moya go from row 4 ahead of Alex Machado and Josie Smith on row 5. Then it's David Dragan and Kevin Lantinga on row 6. Annie Britell and Aki Kalterin round out row 7 ahead of Joanna Luja and Hugo Heron on row 8. Then it's Paul Chaus and Christian Biasati on row 9.
Row number 10, Riccardo Ferrari and Marcus Luzio, second to the championship, starting only P20 on the grid. That's going to give us certainly a lot of exciting moments with the recovery of Marcus Luzio. Carl Clark and Miguel Blascos sharing row 11 from Matteo Zanchi, Otto Pikkonen. Row 13, Max Hazel and Phil Strange, aka Phil Collins. Then we have P14, Maxime Blanchemain and Marius Barryberg, followed by Anam Rahali, Sam van der Reyden, Leonardo Langoni, Luca Bettoni. Then Peter Stiller, Luca Outen, Remo Blanc and Daniel Kinchard that has been spending a lot of time in single series for the past few years in the Spanish and British F4 championships. Always good to have familiar names in the world of karting back with us. But there's gonna be a lot of work on the hands of Dan Kinchard starting from the 18th and last row. Keep an eye as well, as we said, on Marcus Luzio and Riccardo Ferrari. They're sitting 2nd and 4th in the championship and sharing the row number 10 on that grid. So if they want to get out of Wackersdorf with still a tiny chance to have a role to say in the battle for the championship title, well, they're going to have to really put out the work into this final 17 laps to try to make a difference.
Certainly so. Here we go then as drivers start making their way into the final sector for the last time today. Please, ladies and gentlemen, pay witness to the synchronization of Selena and Rene, the yellow flag marshals, who have been doing a fantastic job of slowing the drivers down as they pass over that red line. And we've had a near perfect weekend of race starts, only a couple of false starts, which is brilliant to see. But there, for the last time today, please, in a few seconds' time, when the last of the drivers hurry themselves through, hurry, synchronization, please. Oh, perfection. There it is for the last time today. Drivers make their way round the final corner, bunched up nice and slow. It's McLaughlin and Svan on the front row of this grid. Senior X30 final is go as they make their way down in towards turn number 1. Look at the start for McLaughlin. McLaughlin's bolted and he's gone. Eloy Gonzalez in second place is holding on to it, but it's all kicking off in the background there, and it all kick-started with Paul Chaus in the middle of it. He just got squeezed in the pack there. Absolutely nothing he could do. A complete passenger as the whole field came through. The race goes on. Swan's there into 3rd place. Danny Caronini still in P4. But the big story in this one is Finn McLaughlin has checked out.
Yeah, fantastic getaway from Fionn McLaughlin from pole position at the end of this opening lap. A couple of drivers getting into trouble and putting some wheels onto the grass. One of the getters, indeed, Paul Chaos, not particularly happy into this first sector. Lap number 1 about to be completed into the last right-hander, where drivers with different line are able to make so many moves over the past few races. Fionn McLaughlin, 7/10 of a second, and a switch already for 2nd place with Wilmer Svan getting ahead of Eloy Gonzalez. Watch out for Danny Caronini. The Italian was keen on doing the same on the other side, going the long way around and having to stay behind as for now. Elia Weiss coming close to the Zanchi Motorsport driver. Then we have Andrew Gale just from the back with Joseph Smith, securely, Alex Machado, Ruben Boya. That's for your top 10. Run inside. There goes the second attack from Danny Caronini, and diving through the inside as well goes Elia Weiss. There's 2 places lost for Elia Gonzalez, I'm afraid. Carinini and Weiss up in 3rd and 4th. Elia Gonzalez down in P5. Watch out as well for Austin Gale, the progression from the drive for the back at the wheel of the CRG machine, whose coach is the former team manager of CRG, Andrew Televisco. As another switch of position, run inside, beautifully made. Elia Weiss up into P3 from Danny Carinini. Elia Gonzalez wanted to try to do the same, side by side. Oh, that was a close call. As Danny Carinini squeezed on the inside and the outside again, side by side. Elia Gonzalez holds on to the line and gets ahead.
Now Carinini's been swamped by the pack chasing behind. And Gale, Smith, Kyo Lee and Machado all close in now. They're going to have to really dig deep to try and close back in. Right then, Carinini, who slots back down into 8th place now, will have to recover back. Here he's on the outside here on the exit of turn number 10. He's going to get squeezed as they go through 11. But again, nice getaway for the front of the field. Right now, McLaughlin leads the way from Vilbeswan. That gap has come down a little bit here as we watch this battle here. Gale and Joseph Smith. Smith's going to look to the inside, but go on board with Austin Gale from Thailand. Brilliant on-board view here. And I've got to say, when we say from Thailand, it's not just that's the country he's representing because that's where he was born. No, he lives in Thailand with his brother, Toby, and family. Of course, they travel all the way from Thailand for nearly every race weekend they do, and I've got to say that sounds absolutely knackering to go from an international flight all the way over here. But certainly, really strong performance over this weekend, running on that CRG chassis, looking very quick. But again, down the inside, Gale's going to lose out to Machado, but not for much longer because he's back down the inside through turn 11, but can't get the move completed. Now, championship standings, there they are on your screen. Finn McLaughlin now leads that one ahead of Danny Carinini and Marcus Luzio, but again only a handful of points separate them, and every position that Danny Carinini can retake from where he currently is right there in P8, he will slowly close that gap back up to Finn McLaughlin. Now Carinini is there, the pace has been good, he was absolute outright in pole, but the race pace has been struggling with. The outright lap pace, yes, good. Here comes Carinini down the inside of Gale, and that was a forceful move, but he gets run wide. A little bit of contact there, and there's a little bit more as Kyo Lee goes back down the inside, and there's even more. Amazingly, Carinini holds on to it, but he loses so much time, and so does Gale.
Yeah, I think there might have been indeed Kyo Lee involved in that one. We're going to have to see that again, certainly. But double contact and the race of Danny Carinini putting into jeopardy pretty much as he lost momentum to the drivers in front. As on the inside, beautifully made by the 2:19 of Marcus Luzio or Ruben Moya. I was going to pick up on the pace of Marcus Luzio because he's just put up the fastest lap in the race, now going the way of Elia Weiss. As Christian Biazadi is picking up a warning flag in the meantime at Marcus Luzio. Let's see that again, shall we? From the onboard, just behind Danny Carinini, yes indeed, Elia Weiss, and the contact of Ruben Moya actually forcing his way through and pushing actually Toby Gale further back.
Austin Gale,
my apologies. Toby being his younger brother that we've seen just behind. So Austin Gale dropping a bit of momentum. Here's the contact with Carinini being sent into a slide. Wow, what a picture that is. And it just went away further back of the 254 of Kyo Lee actually getting onto the rear bumper of Danny Carinini. He was able to continue the South Korean driver. Everybody is still unhurt and very much into that race, but Kyo Lee lost momentum down to P10 and P11 for Austin Gale.
Yeah, certainly did. He wasn't a happy bunny about it, though. You could see his definite reaction there, and actually Kyo Lee has just picked up a warning flag, I suspect, for that very incident on track. Right, we're on lap number 7 of 17. 10 laps to go for the race. McLaughlin leads ahead of Elia Weiss now in 2nd place. So Weiss has closed in after gaining 4 places and now actually steps up to 8th in the championship standings. That's how close it's been in the standings. So many drivers have been able to eke their way up into the top 10. It's been that competitive between the field. But he's got a long way to go if he wants to catch up to McLaughlin in the points and a little bit on track as well. But crucially, that gap is coming down. 0.5 of a second Elia Weiss, who has been absolutely rapid this weekend, I won't lie, did only take one qualifying heat win, but has been always within inside the top 5 in the qualifying heats phase, has been a threat to the field and is being more so here now to McLaughlin. This could help out Danny Carinini, who is still in P8 and is still second in the championship, but down by a few points now. This could really change things up. Replay here, retirement from the race, and clearly a very unhappy, I think that's Sem van der Heijden.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Sem van der Heijden or Kevin Latinga, both of the KCR racing team, but yeah, Sem van der Heijden not a happy bunny, especially the fact that he was a pole sitter in qualifying.
Yeah, that's quite an unfortunate turn of events for both teammates of KCR and Tinga van der Heijden, who have been familiar names fighting at the forefront indeed during the qualifying heats, and now both retiring from that final and picking up on Danny Carinini. Marcus Lucio actually at some point had gone past Danny Carinini for P8, and now he just lost 2 places, not only to Carinini.
Oh dear, what's going on? Is he collected another driver there?
I think so,
Gail,
yeah.
I think he has. Now, who was that with? Who was he next to? He was next to Marcus Lucio, and he was next to Riccardo Ferrari. Riccardo Ferrari was 3rd in the championship going into today and championship leader, and he hits his head. It's like, no, not good. But who was it with? Who's tumbling down the order?
Yeah, incredible to pick up right at that moment on the onboard. As he's still under pressure. Yes, this is actually David Dragan making his way past.
I think
yes, indeed,
that may have been Riccardo Ferrari. I think it was Riccardo Ferrari that he was involved with, because he has tumbled down the order a little bit at the end of that one. In fact, I don't even know where he is in the order now.
Riccardo Ferrari at the back.
Oh, no, he's in 11th place. He's ahead of them. So I think that was actually with Marcus Lucio, current championship, or was championship leader going into this final. And
as a result, yeah, we just saw briefly David Dragan getting ahead of Austin Gale for P14. A bit of drama in the middle of the pack. Let's see that again as Andy Rattel just in front, going around the inside.
So Rattel gets the move done on Marcus Lucio, and a clip of the curb, and the front wheel just interlocks with the rear wheel there and runs over it. And it was with Marcus Lucio, and that is not at all how you want to be running in this final, and a big scary moment there for both drivers.
And Lucio actually had been working his way through up to P8 at some point and falls back to where it started, P20 I'm afraid for the former, P21 even though now for the former leader of the championship. That's going to cost him dearly, certainly, I'm afraid, as Marcus Lucio has not been fortunate all throughout the course of that weekend here. And you can see McLaughlin 66 points, 8 points clear from Danny Carinini. Marcus Lucio falling down, is missing 17 points now.
3 tenths now separate McLaughlin and Elia Weiss. The battle for the race lead is upon us here. Now McLaughlin's in a good spot here. Where is Carinini? Still in 8th place, is struggling to get past the likes of Moya. In fact, there's about a half a second gap between the two of them at the moment as they break their way through. So Carinini really on the back foot here. Elia Weiss could really help out that championship fight, but McLaughlin is in control of this one right now. McLaughlin, with just a handful of laps left of this race, could go to Belgium, leading the championship by just under 10 points from the rest. I think 8 points will separate the top 2 going into that one, but it is still going to be one heck of a final round of the championship if the order finished like this, but it might be even closer in that gap if Elia Weiss can get past. Weiss, in the home country of Germany for the Simon team, could be standing on the top spot of the podium here in Wackersdorf.
He still has a bit less than 5 laps to try to prove to everybody how strong he has been so far. But Elia Weiss might have other plans in mind. Christian Biasati, in the meantime, fastest on track. McLaughlin, who has a win under his name already in the IAME Euro Series. It was last year in Genk for the closer of the IAME Euro Series 2023. Can he make it a second victory and maybe finish the championship on a high in a couple of weeks' time by the end of August in Belgium? That's another story. He's going to have to resist until the end. Elia Weiss could pick up his first ever win in this competition. Just need to hold on to that place, keep pressuring the Irish driver of VDK Racing. It's been one of the revelation of the IAME Euro Series on the international level for the past few seasons, really stepping up his game. Elia Weiss, we haven't seen much of him since the start of the championship. It has to be said, it was only 52 into the classification heading to Wackersdorf, but now the pace has been absolutely impressive for him. As let's have a look at once again here, another replay from Austin Gale. Austin Gale making his big run inside of another driver in turn number 9. He's currently sitting, Austin Gale, in front of Matteo Zanchi in P13. We'll need to watch that back into the replays. In the meantime, less than 0.3 of a second as the checkered flag is getting near. Luca Auton picking up a fantastic recovery of 19 places from 34 to P15 for Luca Auton, the 324. Fantastic performance for one of the drivers of the GM Motorsport team, as Vilmos Van still very much in P3 in front of Elo Gonzalez, Joseph Smith Machado, Moya, Caronini, Rattel and Riccardo Ferrari, your top 10, but all eyes on those two, and a slightly bigger gap of 0.4 now. Not quite big enough, that's for sure, for Fiona McLaughlin to feel entirely comfortable, as Riccardo Ferrari has now jumped past Ruben Moya in the championship, 4th and 5th respectively, as we have good recoveries as well for the back into the classification for Luca Bettoni. 11 places gained up to 21, 12 places gained for Dan Guinchard, who was dead last onto the grid and now finds himself in 24th position. And we do still have pretty much everybody on board. Sam van der Reyden, Kevin Antinga, Leonardo Longoni had to step down, unfortunately, from this final, whose distance is about to be completed.
Certainly is. Debris getting kicked up into the air there from karts. A lot of marbles around the circuit here at the Wackersdorf circuit. It's a lovely track surface that they have to race on here as we go on to the final lap of this race. Now, McLaughlin leads the way, but the gap once again has closed back down to 0.2 of a second. Who has left enough in reserve for this final lap? Can Elia Weiss go for it? The answer to that is yes! Down the inside through turn 3. The German driver on home soil leads the way here in Wackersdorf in the final on the last lap. McLaughlin, who was championship leader, will still be championship leader if this race finishes in P2, but Elia Weiss, who has yet to score a single championship point, didn't even make the final in Franciacorta, but McLaughlin tries his best, but it will not be enough. He's going to go for it again into the final corner. McLaughlin, it's McLaughlin across the line. He will win in Germany. He denies Elia Weiss a win in home soil, but McLaughlin from Ireland will be your final winner and your championship leader, heading to Belgium for round 4 and the final round, leading by 8 championship points from the rest of the field. Well, my goodness, wow. Finn McLaughlin, what a last corner lunge that was.
That certainly it will be one of the moves, not only of the weekend, but one of the moves of the year in the IAME 30 Euro Series. And what a relief that must be for Phil McLaughlin, picking up his second ever win at this level after Genk in 2023, Wackersdorf 2024. But how close was that? 78,000 of a second on the line in just a few minutes before the checkered flag, switching the line into the last turn. We thought for a moment, as he was trying to get himself aligned with Elia Weiss, that it was going to be too short on the entry of the corner. No fighting back from Elia Weiss. It was a clean and neat move from Phil McLaughlin, and he was able to see the checkered flag first. But what a fantastic finish to a thriller of a race between the two. But in the end, Phil McLaughlin picking up the win, the 25 points and 8 units from Danny Caronini, heading to Genk.